Every robot needs a brain, but not every robot needs the same kind. Arduino is great for simple sensor control. ESP32 adds wireless connectivity. Raspberry Pi brings cameras, AI, and serious computing power. In this module, we'll learn how to choose the right one. You've already built the core robotics toolkit, sensing the world, driving motors, reacting with Arduino, and connecting projects through Wi-Fi. Now we're stepping up from microcontrollers to a real computer, the Raspberry Pi. That gives robots access to cameras, files, Python, AI, and vision. A robot's controller is its decision maker. It listens to inputs such as a button press, a distance reading, a camera image, or another sensor signal. Then it runs code that asks, "What should I do next?" Based on that decision, it drives outputs like motors, servos, lights, buzzers, screens, or speakers. The brain is not just storing instructions, it is constantly turning information into action. That is why the controller matters. It affects speed, cost, complexity, and what kinds of projects are possible. The Raspberry Pi is best understood as a tiny desktop computer, not just a chip that controls pins. It can boot a full Linux-based operating system, store files in folders, and work with normal tools like a keyboard, mouse, monitor, and internet connection. This opens the door to larger software, including Python programs, web servers, camera processing, and even lightweight AI models. In robotics, a Raspberry Pi makes sense when the robot needs to see, remember data, make more complex decisions, or coordinate several tasks at once. Quick recap. Arduino and ESP32 are both microcontrollers, built to control electronics directly. Arduino is a great choice for reliable, beginner-friendly work with sensors, motors, lights, and timing. ESP32 can handle those jobs too, but adds built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for connected projects. Both usually run one main program, start quickly, use little power, and keep hardware control simple. These boards are different levels of robot brain. Arduino fits dependable control of motors, LEDs, servos, and sensors, with low cost and low complexity. ESP32 adds connectivity, so it works well for robots that report data, use apps, or communicate wirelessly. Raspberry Pi is closer to a small computer, which makes it useful for cameras, vision, AI, files, and screens. The key idea is not which board is best, it is which job the board serves. Advanced robots often combine them to get the strengths of each. A good controller choice starts with the job, not the biggest board. If you only need LEDs, buttons, basic sensors, or simple motor control, Arduino is often the cleanest and cheapest path. If the robot needs Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, phone control, or an IoT dashboard, ESP32 gives you connectivity without much extra complexity. For a camera, file storage, image recognition, or heavier AI, Raspberry Pi makes more sense. Before choosing hardware, balance cost, power, coding difficulty, and the final project goal. The Raspberry Pi has different connections for different jobs. USB ports handle everyday accessories like a keyboard, mouse, or game controller. HDMI sends the Pi's screen to a monitor, which is useful during setup and visual programming. The camera connector lets you attach a Pi camera for photos, video, or computer vision projects. And the GPIO pins are what make the Pi exciting for robotics. They let programs interact with LEDs, buttons, sensors, motors, and other circuits in the physical world. This is what makes the Raspberry Pi feel different from a simple microcontroller. It can run Raspberry Pi OS, so the hardware is managed by a real operating system. That gives you a desktop, a terminal, settings, and a file system. Your programs are files, which means you can save them, edit them, copy them, and share them. You can write Python in Thonny or another editor, then run it alongside other services. For a robot, that might mean a camera program collecting images while a web server sends results to another device. GPIO is the Raspberry Pi's bridge to real-world electronics. Each pin can work as an output, sending a digital high or low signal to control things like LEDs, buzzers, or relays. A pin can also work as an input, reading whether a button is pressed or a sensor has changed. The most important rule is voltage. Raspberry Pi GPIO uses 3.3 volt logic, not 5 volts. Use resistors to limit current driver circuits for larger loads and separate power when a component needs more than the Pi can safely provide. Never connect 5 volts directly to a GPIO pin. Here's the same blinking LED idea now on a Raspberry Pi using Python. A GPIO pin is configured as an output. The program sends it high to turn the LED on, waits 1 second, sends it low to turn the LED off, and waits again. The loop repeats forever. The resistor matters because it limits current and protects both the LED and the Pi. Conceptually, this is the same blinking pattern you used with Arduino or ESP32, just written in Python. A button is one of the simplest inputs a Raspberry Pi can read. When the button is pressed, the GPIO pin changes state, and Python can test that state in a loop. The key line is the if statement: if button, if pressed. If that condition is true, the program turns the LED on. If it is false, the else branch turns it off. This same pattern scales quickly. A button press could start a camera, move a robot, or trigger an AI model to analyze what just happened. This is where Raspberry Pi really stands out. Add a camera, and your robot can capture images or video instead of only reading simple sensor values. Then Python tools like OpenCV or even small AI models can look for colors, faces, objects, shapes, or motion. The Pi can turn that visual information into a decision. Follow the red ball, unlock for a known face, or stop when something moves. As robots get more advanced, one board does not have to do everything. A Raspberry Pi is great for heavy thinking, camera processing, AI models, maps, and decisions. An Arduino is better for precise, dependable control of motors, servos, and sensors. An ESP32 can add Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and dashboard connectivity. The important idea is division of labor. Each controller handles the job it is best at, then exchanges commands and data through USB, serial, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth. This can make the robot faster, more reliable, and easier to expand. You now have a practical way to choose a robot brain. Use Arduino for dependable sensor, motor, and output control. Choose ESP32 when the project needs Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or IoT features. Pick Raspberry Pi when you need files, Python, cameras, AI, or vision. The right board matches the goal. Next, we'll help robots start seeing the world.